Because these kids were using Scratch just in the way that we'd hoped that they would. That as they created their interactive Mother's Day cards, you could see that they were really becoming fluent with new technologies. You know, what do I mean by fluent? I mean that they were able to start expressing themselves and to start expressing their ideas. You know, when you become fluent with language, it means you can write an entry in your journal or tell a joke to someone or write a letter to a friend. And it's similar with new technologies. When you really look at it, how is it that young people spend most of their time using new technologies? You often see them in situations like this or like this. And there's no doubt that young people are very comfortable and familiar browsing and chatting and texting and gaming. But that doesn't really make you fluent. And I'm really interested in seeing how can we help young people become fluent so they can write with new technologies. And that really means that they need to be able to write their own computer programs or code. So increasingly, people are starting to recognize the importance of learning to code. So in Scratch, to code, you just snap blocks together. In this case, you take a move block, snap it into a stack, and those stacks of blocks control the behaviors of the different characters in your game or your story. In this case, controlling the big fish. After you've created your program, you can click on share and then share your project with other people. And it doesn't just stay on the screen. You can also code to interact with the physical world around you. As kids are creating projects like this, they're learning to code. But even more importantly, they're coding to learn. Because as they learn to code, it enables them to learn many other things, opens up many new opportunities for learning. Again, it's useful to make an analogy to reading and writing. When you learn to read and write, it opens up opportunities for you to learn so many other things. When you learn to read, you can then read to learn. And it's the same thing with coding. If you learn to code, you can code to learn. Now, some of the things you can learn are sort of obvious. You learn more about how computers work, but that's just where it starts. When you learn to code, it opens up for you to learn many other things. So when you learn through coding and coding to learn, that you're learning it in a meaningful context, and that's the best way of learning things, about how to experiment with new ideas, how to take complex ideas and break them down into simpler parts, how to collaborate with other people on your projects, about how to find and fix bugs when things go wrong, how to keep persistent and to persevere in the face of frustrations when things aren't working well. Now, those are important skills that aren't just relevant for coding. They're relevant for all sorts of different activities. Most people won't grow up to become professional, computer scientists or programmers, but those skills of thinking creatively, reasoning systematically, working collaboratively, skills you develop when you code in Scratch are things that people can use no matter what they're doing in their work lives. So, as we take a look and we see that Michael Bloomberg is learning to code, all of the children of Estonia learn to code, even my mom has learned to code, don't you think it's about time that you might think about learning to code? If you're interested in giving it a try, I'd encourage you to go to the Scratch website at scratch.mit.edu and give a try at coding. Thanks very much.